Welcome to Truth Seekers.
Hello friends, good morning and welcome to the Seeker Podcast on Service of Change Radio, where we challenge reality, question that which we've been taught, and hope to inspire a new direction of thought to bring about change. Today I'd like to talk about aquaponics, home gardening on the Seeker Podcast, to give you some ideas and suggestions on ways that you can grow some healthy food and increase, your crop value and the food that you're going to be bringing into your home, and try to eat a little bit more healthy lifestyle. It's so important to do nowadays, and self-sufficiency. It is July 7th. What's today? Wednesday morning. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm pretty exhausted. Had a packed day yesterday at the amusement park with my family. Fun day, but absolutely overwhelming for me. There were just so many people when we first got there, and those of you that listen to the Changecasts know that I don't do so well with crowds, so I relied heavily on some of my meditation exercises and self-talk to deal with some of these large numbers of people. It just tends to stress me out when I see a lot of people, and it was rough at points, but besides that aspect of it, it was a nice day with my family to be there. My mother came with us, and my children had a lot of fun on some of the rides. My kids are young. They're 1.5 and just about 3. So they had fun on the rides that they went on. We went into a little water park, and they were able to splash around and run around and have a good time. So it was nice to see that with my kids. I remember when I was a child going to those parks with my parents. So I know my kids had a good time, but boy, were they exhausted when we got them home and got them into bed. So I'm hoping that they sleep a little bit later today. It'll be nice for us. So, but I want to take a minute and talk about, maybe more than a minute today, talk about aquaponics systems and some other, home garden, indoor urban gardening ideas and suggestions that are actually they seem quite easy to do and even to build these systems. And I think that they're very important also. As we know, the Western diet is a struggling diet. It's not the best for you, and I challenge you to do your own research looking into those diets right now. My father got sick, actually right before my father got sick. I'd say probably the summer. He got sick in December with cancer. That summer, before we knew that he was sick, as always, I follow my intuition. My intuition told me to start looking into a different way to eat, a different diet. So it led me to what's called the alkaline diet. And that diet was basically what the alkaline diet is the type of food you eat. Does it produce more acidic, does it make your blood more acidic, or does it make your blood more alkaline? And what these studies show is that, the more alkaline your bloodstream, the less ability cancer and other diseases has to thrive, survive, and spread throughout your body. It does not like an alkaline bloodstream. When it's acidic, then cancer easily spreads and grows. Sugar, which causes your blood to become acidic, is a main food source for cancer, according to these studies out there. And because if you notice, when you get a PET scan when you have cancer, a PET scan is where they have you drink this giant orange drink, and then that drink goes and is attracted to where the cancer is in your body, and then where that drink goes, when they hook you up to the machine, it glows a certain color on the machine so they can see where the cancer is. Well, that drink is mostly sugar. So cancer attracts sugar, cancer feeds off of sugar. And look at just about everything you eat, to include things like bread. Sugar is in everything, and that's what's known as the bliss factor. Companies want you to not only eat something, but to crave it. And studies have found that sugar has an effect, much like cocaine, on the human brain. And I could do a whole show on this, which I hope to in the near future. Maybe I'll get into that this week. But today I want to talk about, as I said, I was led to looking into this alkaline diet and how good it is for you. So I tried to, I've been trying over the past, I guess, two and a half years now to change my diet, and it's not easy to do. As I say, at the Service of Change Changecast, small changes have massive impacts. You can't just, it's hard to just change your diet, especially if you have a high sugar diet, because it's addicting. So I started out with lemonade, and I drank a lot of lemonade, which is basically just tastes like sugary water with a couple drops of lemon in it. So I started by cutting it with water. I'd have a half a glass of lemonade, half a glass of water, until I was eventually able to water it down so much that now I just drink straight water. And I add some other things into it. But getting into what I was looking at as far as what I eat, well, now you have the problems with GMOs, with food, genetically modified organisms, which a lot of these plants now, they're merging. They're making these plants Roundup ready, which means that they can survive even when they've been sprayed with, gallons and gallons and gallons of Roundup weed killer and pesticide. So, and that stuff, does cause cancer as well. So you're trying to eat healthy, yet you're getting these plants that have, either some type of insect DNA mixed with it, or they're able to absorb more and more cancer-causing pesticides. So no matter where you turn, it's been quite a challenge. So I'm very interested in growing my own stuff. And there's wonderful things that people have done in very small square footage gardens in their front lawns. Now you have certain townships in different states that are making gardening illegal in the front. So what do you do? How do you combat these pesticides? What if you have a rainy season that's just like right now? It's raining so much, we're overwatering the crops in the area. There's just so many challenges to deal with. Or if you live in an apartment or in an area where the soil is just not conducive for regular gardening. I live in the mountains. There's a lot of wild animals up here that tend to eat the things that we plant. The soil's not the best for growing stuff, so it's very difficult. But there's a system that you can create within your own home for fairly inexpensive to start off with, and grow fresh greens. The first thing that I've been doing now for about a year and a half to 2 years is I grow sprouts. And sprouts are the beginning stages of your plants, where they go from seeds, and then when they sprout up, you see the little buds coming up. So it takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days. And basically what I do is I take my seeds, I soak them in water overnight, and then I have a container. I think it cost me $10, and you can make your own also. But basically, the seeds sit on a little platform. The platform has small holes drilled in the bottom of it, and twice a day I add water. The seeds soak in the water. As the water slowly drains, I guess it takes about 10 minutes to drain out of this container, it slowly drains out of the container, and I do that twice a day and water them. They don't even need sunlight, and within 3 to 4 days I have a whole Tupperware container filled with sprouts and microgreens that I can then eat in salads, or I can use in my smoothies that I have each morning. So it's a great, quick, easy way to get some nutrients, because these sprouts are packed full of nutritional value, a whole bunch of different nutrients that are within them. So I highly recommend look into sprouting. There's a ton of resources on the internet. I think the Sprout People, I think that's the name of the one website, have a lot of good tutorials on how you can do it, and a lot of great places to buy good organic seed to use. And it's a great way to supplement your diet, and if you're trying to eat a more healthy diet. The other system that the systems that I'm very interested in, I just built a very small one. I'll try to get some pictures up this week on the Service of Change website. But I built a small hydroponics system using 4 old water bottles, plastic water bottles. Instead of throwing them into a landfill or even recycling them, what I did was I basically drilled a hole in the bottom of the bottles and connected them by sticking the mouth of one into the bottom of the other, and then screwing the cap on and poking a hole in the cap. And then I fill it with pea gravel, or rocks or anything that you can find outside to fill it up, because these are soilless. They don't have soil in them, soilless grow mediums. And at the bottom I have an old peanut butter jar attached to it. Again, I just drilled a hole big enough to stick the cap through it of the last bottle, because the bottles hang upside down, and that's my collection jar. So at the very top bottle, that's my filler bottle. So you pour the water in the top, and it drips down that bottle into the next bottle, and it drips, and it'll feed the seeds and the plants there, and it'll drip down and drip down and drip down into that collection bottle. And that saves that water. Now I can, once it's done the next day, or at the end of the day, I unscrew it, and I can use that same water to water those plants again. So you're saving water, you're conserving water. It's a good thing to do, especially when you have droughts and water shortages. You live in an area that's maybe very arid, and you don't have a lot of water resources. It's a really neat thing, and again, you're getting your own healthy, no pesticides. If you can, there's plans out there where you make your own compost, your own compost tea, which is the food that you're going to give your plants. So you're basically taking your food scraps, and you add a little bit of water to them, let them sit and start to decompose for a little bit, and you take that liquid that comes out of it, and you use that to feed your plants, and it's really healthy, beneficial, and it's free. And you're growing stuff in these hanging window gardens. I'm fascinated by some of these systems that I see that people have created, that they just hang in their windows, and they're getting tons of crop that they can use in their salads and stuff. So I do this because, again, I want to eat a more healthy lifestyle. And I'm also trying to save money anywhere I can, because food's expensive. Especially, did you ever notice that when you try to eat healthy, it costs more money than to go buy all the junk and the crap that's out there? It makes me wonder why that is, and that's a whole other conspiracy discussion that we can have on another occasion. But things worth looking into. So I built this system. I haven't added the plants to it yet, but I'm hoping to this week, and maybe I'll start taking some pictures of it to track the progress of this new hydroponics system that I have. And then last thing I want to discuss is an aquaponics system, which again I find fascinating, and I wonder why more of us aren't doing this. And this is really, when I talk about freedom, this is this type of stuff that I think freedom is. Why do we go to work every day? Well, we have bills to pay. I think that we're working. I think we work too much in this world right now. We're so focused on our jobs and not focused enough on other things like our families, and finding ways to better our current society and our current way of life, and our own spirit as well. And I think that if we can eliminate the need to have such a great income, you think about how much money we spend on food. We spend quite a bit. If we could all have our own system to grow our own vegetables, we'd be eating healthier. We'd have a lot less side effects and cravings from these foods that we eat. Then I think the world would be a much better place. And again, they're not that difficult to maintain. There's a self-sufficient system with minimal maintenance once you get it up and running. So this is on my list of things to build. So the aquaponics system, basically, you have a system of, you have fish and you have plants. And the fish are in their own fish tank, and the fish poop that is generated in that fish tank gets sucked up from a pump and filtered into your grow beds or your grow medium, however you're going to grow your plants. And that fish poop then feeds the plants, and the plants in turn are taking, I don't know if it's nitrites or nitrates, whatever's bad for the fish. The plants use that, take that out of the water, and then they basically filter and purify that water that then gets dumped back into the fish tank. So you're using the same water. Right now in agriculture, what's happening is the plants get watered in the soil, and then all the whatever's bad for the for the local reams and streams and rivers gets washed back into the streams and rivers, and along with all the pesticides and stuff and poisons, and contaminates them, and is just causing all sorts of havoc. Agriculture does cause a lot of trouble for the local ecology and the environment. So an aquaponics system is a completely closed system that's healthy and green for all involved. And you can make really, really big systems, or you can make a system that fits in a 5-foot by 3-foot area in your home, and just build it vertically, and it's you can yield a whole lot of crops from that. So I think that's something that's worth looking into and worth exploring. I'm going to work on putting one together as this summer goes on. It's on one of my many projects of things to do. But I highly, highly, highly recommend it, because like I said, that's true freedom right there. If you can build or grow your own food, I think that's such a value for us. Especially, again, now you don't have to rely on the processed food and wonder, is this really organic? Is there pesticides on this? Are there chemicals on this? Is this GMO? It's overwhelming going to the grocery store trying to find the healthy stuff, trying to find the stuff to eat. Even when we go to the farmer's market, you got to ask those questions nowadays, and you do wonder, if you haven't been to the farm and inspect the farm, are these people telling the truth? Are they just trying to claim this as GMO? You don't know anymore. So I'm going to work on building an aquaponics system. I'm going to try out my hydroponic system. Maybe today I'll get it started and start adding the seed and the compost tea that I have. I have a bunch of compost on my property, so I'll just make some tea out of it and start using that for my seeds, and we'll see what I'm going to grow. I think I'm probably going to grow some herbs. I'm not sure which ones yet. I have a couple seeds left over, just because I'm trying to learn as much as I can about herbal medicine, and so some of the herbs that I do use when myself or the kids are feeling under the weather, I'll try to grow my own stock of that, so I can just start stockpiling it for the winter when cold and flu season hits the Nappy household. So again, just some things to think about, and I'll try to do more updates and stuff on the social media feed. So on a different note, I'd like to know, if you're listening to the show, why don't you reach out to us? There's some contact information at the bottom of the serviceofchange.com page. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you think of the show, or hit me up on social media, facebook.com/serviceofchange, facebook.com/truthseekers, TRUTHSEIKERS. I'd love to hear your thoughts on, the type of shows that we're doing, the things that we're talking about, and it's important stuff. I know that not a lot of people have an interest in some of the more paranormal subjects that I've covered, especially over the last few days. But I think it's important to talk about, and I think it's important to put out there, again, because when you look at this crazy world that we live in, something needs to change, and I've said before, I think that a lot of our institutions have failed us. I think that our government has failed us. I think that our religions have failed us. I think that our media has failed us. And again, that's not a doom and gloom statement. It's just a reality check. Stuff's not working. We could be doing better, and that's my whole point. And I think that we first need to, instead of just quick jumping and trying something new, I think we first need to understand who we are, where we come from, and where we're going and where we want to go. And then we need to really take a look at who we are. It's important to understand, like I said, through the Institute of Heart Math, there's a relationship with, human beings have a relationship with the energy that comes out of the sun and of the earth. A scientific study just is coming out, or has just come out, talking about that. I think we need to understand that and understand how these things affect our mood, because if we can understand how we affect our mood, we can plan for that, we can prepare for that. So just these little things that I think are important in how we view ourselves in the world and our relationship to it. And that's kind of my goal of the Seeker podcast. So I know some of it's considered fringe or stuff that people don't always want to hear about, but I think it's important to start making these discussions commonplace. So I hope that you'll continue to join me on this and continue to support Service of Change, Service of Change Radio. Again, go to serviceofchange.com. We've got some great books available on our bookstore. Just go to serviceofchange.com/bookstore. Check out our books. All subscribers to our Seeker newsletter, to our Service of Change newsletters, which usually comes out every week, you'll receive a 10% discount on any purchase that you make through our bookstore. I highly encourage our books. The books that I've written, and we have Lori Latimer's haiku book up there as well. They're great reads. They're going to, hopefully inspire you and motivate you and give you something to really think about. And it's summertime. They're great beach books as well. So please check them out. serviceofchange.com/bookstore. And I promise you won't be disappointed in those books. I spent a lot of time putting them together. So where are we? It's about the end of our show right now. I'm just about out of time, as I gotta jump into my other projects for the day. But again, please let me know, your experiences, your thoughts, things you've worked on with hydroponics and aquaponics and growing your own stuff. Let me know, how it's worked out for you and any other thoughts that you may have on it. And that's about it. So I hope you have a fantastic day. This new podcast will be streaming today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. we will have our archive Changecasts playing. Should have a new Changecast coming this week. More information to follow. Should be tonight actually that we're recording that. And then from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. we'll be streaming archived podcasts of the Seeker Podcast. So I'm your host, Dennis Nappy II, with the Seeker Podcast, with Service of Change on Service of Change Radio, where small changes among the masses can have a massive impact around the world, where we challenge you to be that change and never stop questioning. Thank you.
Welcome to Truth Seekers.